Chang here. This is something new that I'm doing. Usually I just post some gameplay or some dumb stuff that I'm doing. But I kind of always wanted to maybe try teach you a few things that I've kind of picked up playing this toxic game. Um, just a few things. Let's kind of go over my career profile. I know I going over the DPS role and how to climb the ladder playing DPS. I'll just kind of go over like kind of like who I've played in the past. I'm a gold border. How many stars is that? One, two. Is that like 4 stars? So yeah, I mean, some pretty solid gold border. So I've 1,200 hours on competitive, like only 269 hours on quick play, 135 hours on arcade. Like I basically just straight play competitive. This season, I've ended in 3,500, so just right at Masters. I got to 3627, was the season high. 200 games won. Junkrat was my top played. He's my main. Torb is another. Soldier's another. And Ash here and there, and Sim here and there, Echo and so on. But basically, I just want to show you guys kind of like, where I've been in the past, so you can see that, it's coming from a player who's played at least at these ranks, so can kind of give a few tips, so you can, you're not really taking tips from like a gold player on how to climb to gold. But yeah, I mean that season, I kind of ended something like this, 3556. I got to 3,800, season high, 127 games won. 23, that's last season. 3,800 again, and then 3,545, 21, 3,800. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. And then the season before that, season 20, I was actually in plat there. I played a lot of Genji, 18 hours on Genji, and I almost got to diamond playing Genji, and so on. That's season 20. So from season 20, I went from 2,800 basically, final SR, to season 21, literally jumping 1,000 SR all the way up to Masters. Now the big difference you can see here is my top players were Genji in season 20, and Soldier, Mei, Ash, and then Sim and Junk only 5 hours. And then when I kind of made the adjustment, I was like, I played a lot of Genji, so he's like high skill, high ceiling, high skill floor. So it's like you really have to be like crazy Genji to kind of like, if you're good at Genji and you can do that, that's crazy to me. But I kind of just like, you know what? Let me just destroy these kids, because using a different character that doesn't really necessarily have as much capabilities as like a Genji could do, like all the crazy stuff Genji can do. So I kind of started playing Junkrat and Sim. Junkrat just, I could just kill you without even being there. Just spam down a choke or just lob some grenades over that. He's kind of like a character that I kind of found myself to be good at. I mean, a lot of players probably do. So, a lot of people can kind of pick him and get good value out of him. Not a lot of players can pick Genji and kind of like do stuff with him, because he's such a high skilled character, in my opinion. Um, so literally from just swapping, look how many hours I played on Genji in season 21, only 3 hours. And I had 5 hours on Junkrat and 5 hours on Sim, and I just swapped it. I went 21 hours and 20 hours on Sim and Junk, so I just basically was a Junk and Sim main, and I jumped 1,000 SR just by playing those characters. Well, not just by playing them, by doing the things with those characters and not having to play Genji and worry about my blades and deflex and Genji things that only Genji players, one tricks can master like that. You have to pour so much time into Genji to kind of like get yourself to 30. If you're playing Genji all the way up to 30-100, like dude, I don't even think Genji mains do that. I mean, they might probably the top 500 Genjis, but at some point you have to switch off them because you got to do something else. Because even Junk and Sim, like the thing that you're gonna see is when you climb, the players are different, obviously. Like in Plat, you may not see the same player ever again, so you just talk crap to them and you just forget about them. When you get to Diamond, you'll probably you'll see them a few times, the same players. When you get to Masters, you're gonna see the same players over and over again. You're gonna know their names, you're gonna know who they play, you're gonna know just about everything on them. I'll go down season 19. So season 19 I was 2600, I ended highest was 2800. So season 18 played Sombra. So like every season you can kind of see I played a different hero. I like to change it up like that. I'm sure a lot of people do. So I played a lot of Sombra. And then this one was like back in season 14. So you can see there's a period gap here. I didn't play Overwatch for 4 seasons. So when I ended Overwatch, actually I got to 3200, almost 3300 playing Widow. Season 13 in May. Sombra 3100. Ended in Plat, and then 4 seasons later came back, Sombra, May, Widow. Then jumped up with Soldier, 26, and then to where I'm at today. So it's kind of been a ride. But basically what I want to say is you want to find your character that you have the most impact, whether it be Reaper, Genji, Soldier, Mei, Junkrat, Hanzo, Tracer. You want to find somebody that you feel you can get a lot of value from just by playing them. Like whenever you pick them, you feel like you're just like, oh my god, this is so easy, but you want to play somebody else who's more fun to play. That's kind of like what happened to me a lot. Like I would pick like Junkrat, but it was so easy, so I'm just like, I don't want to play him. But at some point it's about winning, so you gotta pick. If you want to win and you want to climb, you gotta pick the players that you're good at, or that you feel like you get the most impact from. Because if not, then you know you're just not gonna climb like that. You know, if you're playing fun characters and if that's how you want to play it, fine. But you know, you're probably watching this video because you want to climb. So I guess tip number 1 would be find that person that you have the most value from, and then from there kind of do these other stuff that I'm gonna get into. Okay, so let's kind of get into some practice mode here. Training. Go to the practice range. Okay. Yeah, I kind of went over like my profile, I guess. And when I jumped 1000 SR from one season, a lot of people were actually calling me boosted. Like my profile was open. Yeah. 'Cause I'm playing. But when I switched, like when I had my profile open and I would play on Masters, people would look at your profile. People always look at your profile, especially when you're playing DPS. And they would just call me boosted. They would just like, dude, you're so boosted, blah blah blah. Because I jumped 1000 SR from one season. And I'm like, okay, let me just make it private because I don't feel like getting toxic with my teammates. And then so I made it private. Okay, so that's one thing. So I got called boosted. So if you're getting a lot of people that's giving you a hard time, make your profile private and just call it a day. So I guess tip number 2 would be use comms. You know, a lot of time people use it for the wrong reasons and they're complaining, just being whatever. You know, I'm one of those person actually, you know, because I'd be complaining and I'd be calling out teammates, and I have to get better at just not being super toxic with my teammates, because then they throw and I lose games. So I'm definitely a victim of that, but trying to get better. Use your comms to work together. That's tip number 2. Use communication with your teammates. Like, hey Anna, I need healing, or not really specifically calling out one healer, but just be like, Echo needs healing, because I'm Echo right now. Instead of saying, I need healing, I need healing.
System health, I need a health restore.
You know, you could say over comms, if your team's in chat, be like, hey, Echo needs healing. Like, Echo, heals on Echo, heals on Echo. And then your healer would then try to find you and then heal you up real quick.
Restoring health systems.
Another thing you want to do, because tip number 3, this is free information right now that I'm putting out. I don't necessarily have nothing to charge anybody for or whatever, so this is something I think I just can put out there and kind of help players who want to kind of climb up. And just, we want to talk about fundamentals with any sport, with anything you do. There's kind of fundamentals, like the things that you do normally, the fundamentals, and then from there you kind of branch out. So like basketball, you know, like rebounding, passing, dribbling, you know, like the key stuff. And then from there, then you can get a crossover, then you can get a putback. You know, from there you kind of put your own sauce to it. But you want to get the fundamentals down. If you don't have the fundamentals down, then you can't get the sauce. So let's start with another fundamental. Okay, we talked about communication. Okay. What else did we talk about? I lost what we talked about, but whatever. Let's get into the next tip. We want to talk about playing next to like a wall. So basically, these people right here, right? Say those are guys. Okay, so I see them there. So I'm gonna play like this. I'm gonna like peek out like that, and then reload like right here. I'm not gonna be like right here, or like. I don't want to be shooting them like this. I don't have no cover next to me. I could be like this, you know,
should have kept your head
and then kind of like that. But you always want to play around cover. Play around like, if you play with a wall, you can kind of use the wall as cover, as to where you get right here, you're super open. This map is kind of sucks. Kind of like this right here. Like, look how open he is. Like, you could just torch that man. Like, if you're standing out there in the open like that, you're gonna get torched. So you want to play like this, you see? You see where he's playing? That's not where you want to be. That's your teammate. He's gonna die. You can get on the communications and be like, hey, you're literally a bot. You're standing, like, in the middle there. So you can get right here and just kind of peek. There you go.
Down.
And now there's more people over here. You see where he's playing? He's not playing next to the wall. He kind of is, but not really. Kill him there. Something like that. You see? Just kind of play like that. As opposed to like where you're here. Now this guy can shoot you, that guy can shoot you, and that guy can shoot you. You know? So it's like you want to play like this. Now I'm not perfect at all. You know, like, I've been in Masters for the past 4 seasons. I've dropped out of Masters and I climbed back up. Like this season, I dropped all the way to 3100. I climbed back up. I dropped back down to 3200. I climbed back up. So once you get to like the high levels, like I mentioned, the players are different. In Platinum, you're playing against randoms. You'll see them once in a while. Diamond, you'll see them a little bit more, like the same players. And then Masters, you're kind of playing against the same people. And in top 500, I imagine it's like you're gonna be in queue and you're gonna be playing against the same people all day long if you're queuing like that. But what happened to me was I played a lot of Junk and Sim. So what happened when people started noticing me and my playstyle, they would just start going Pharah, Echo, you know, just countering me. And since I didn't have like a third one to go to, I kind of wasn't playing like hit scan. I could switch to Ash, and I could switch, but I wasn't playing Ash at a master level. I was playing Ash like maybe like at a diamond level. So I would lose. Or like, you know, like that person would put out the info on me. Oh, Lee Chan, he's a Junk and Sim main. You can get away with kind of playing, you know, your main if you're good enough. Like, cause once you like, it gets to the point now where I kill Pharah as Junkrat, or I kill Pharah as like Sim, because I just know how to kill them playing my character. But there's other characters that specialize in like, you know, like Widow. So, you know, if you're an amazing Widow, you know, odds are they're not really gonna pick Pharah. They're probably gonna pick something to dive you, like a Doomfist, a Genji, like a Tracer. You know, they're gonna dive you, or they're gonna try to outsnipe you. But if you're better than them, if you're a better sniper, they're not gonna outsnipe you. You're gonna outsnipe them. So they have to dive you. They have to proactively dive you like a ball. So once you start getting countered, you kind of have to do something else. So I was getting countered because there was a lot of fair players and there's a lot of pharmacies, and you know how annoying that is, even when you're playing like his scan character. So the good thing is you're playing in a higher tier league, so it's like I was playing Junkrat and I didn't have to necessarily do it all myself. I had like a, you know, like a Ana or a Mercy. Even Mercy would just Valk and take out the far like it's nothing. Like your teammates are also better, so it's not all on you. It's almost like to get to that point, you just have to do your job, you know? When you're in Masters, you do your job. When you're in Platinum, you have to do everybody's job. You have to ride the payload, you have to drop the heals, you have to kill everybody, you have to basically carry your team. That's how you kind of get out of Plat. You basically have to do it all, because your teammates are doing the wrong things, and you have to make all the right plays. Anyway, so getting back to the tip. You want to play around walls like this. You don't want to be out here. You want to be like here. Stay as close to the wall as you can. Also, like, you can go room to room like that. So it's like, so people are shooting at you. You know, you're out of the way. As to where, like, if you're like out here, people are shooting at you. You turn like this. They can still shoot you when you're turning. So this is just play on the walls, and trust me, you'll see like you're just gonna survive a lot more playing like on walls. Don't rely on your shield, don't rely on your tanks, because they're gonna put it down, you're gonna get sniped in the head, something's gonna happen, you're gonna die by spam, you're gonna yell at your tank. Just, if the shield is there, cool, if it's not, just use natural cover. Like, pretend it's real life, use natural cover. Don't stand out in the open. Okay, I think we spent enough time on that. I want to talk about positioning now. Positioning is really big. We'll talk about fundamentals. So the fundamentals, you know, is this wall, play on walls, and positioning. That's another fundamental. You want to have good positioning. So I have visor now. So what am I looking to do when I have visor? Let me see if I can get into like practice versus AI. I'll go easy. That way I can just. Oh, I'm queuing with people. I barely do this, but go to deathmatch real quick. I know this video is kind of like all over the place, and you know it's not really like entertaining music or crazy video stuff going on, but let's see if I can kind of demonstrate some of the stuff that I'm talking about.
We're all soldiers now.
So I don't want to go here. Oh, look at that Reaper. You see how he's out in the open? Easy money. He just raped. That's another thing. I'm playing here now. Okay. So now I'm kind of low on health. So what am I looking to do? I'm just looking to get health. See, I'm playing on this wall here. You see how I'm moving? I'm not going through here like this. Like I'm taking a stroll. I'm moving on these walls here. You see that Reaper? He's not on the wall, he's dead. Wide in the open, dead. I can't tell if these are bots or actual people. No, I think these are actual players. So you play on these walls right here. See? You see how I'm moving? I'm glued to this wall here. He's not on the wall, you see that? I'm on this right here. Now there's a monkey diving me. I already know he has no jump, he has no bubble. I'm calling that out. That's the communication. He jumped again and I heard him. See? He has no bubble, he's dead. You see McCree? McCree's dead. Monkey's not a threat, he's low. Good save. Oh, you see now I have visor, so I'm looking to take the high ground. Maybe my Ana has nanos. I'm telling her, hey, nano me when I visor. I see the soldier. He leaves the game. I drop down heals. So you play more aggressive when you have those. You see, I'm playing next to this wall here. You see how I took cover out after I'm reloading? Look at this. He's just out in the open. Like, you see, that's another thing. He's playing the wrong character in this map. Look how open it is. And look what he's spamming. Like, he's playing Junkrat, and he's on. We're both on the high ground, and it's not like close quarter. You know, what do you think is gonna happen? I'm gonna destroy him. That's what's gonna happen. Unless he comes up on me, does some crazy stuff. But I have the advantage in that situation. Okay, so this is DPS, pick soldiers. I can heal myself because we have no healers. This is also on easy mode.
I'm on fire.
I should have picked the harder mode.
Hey.
Okay, so I'm playing on the wall, I'm playing on the wall.
How y'all doing?
Alright, I'm not gonna play this, is too easy. Let's go to hard. That might actually be a challenge. Dudes have aim bots or something. So that's how you want to play. Like, you want to use the cover around you. You want to use the walls. You can see how it helps. When you're out in the open, you're just asking to get killed. I always play Genji here. It's all. It's the thing is about the maps too. Like, what map are you playing on? What heroes are good on that map? If it has a lot of high ground, things like that, you want to play heroes. You see how I rolled that wall right there real quick? When I died, but I know just because you're on the wall doesn't mean that you're immune to death. Where's that shooting coming from? No, where you going? Where you going?
Taken the lead.
See? Now they're running away. Once you establish dominance, they don't want no smoke anymore. You see how I'm moving? I mean, it's... You can tell when a player has different movements. I'm not here. I'm here. Picking up a health. I'm not damaging him because he's full health. See how I'm still playing on this wall? Because I could take cover at any moment. That person sucks. Not bots. No, let me not say they suck, they're just They're not a gold border try hard like myself.
Select your hero.
Okay, so I'm gonna play some Symmetra here. I always play Symmetra. First point defense. And this is where we're gonna talk about positioning. It's probably been a super long video. If you made it this far, congrats. Destroy that. So I can quickly talk about positioning. And this will be the fundamentals so far that I cover. Positioning, and then ultimate usage. I guess this could be a long video. You know, if you want to climb, and you want to see the juice, the sauce. Okay, so me being Symmetra, I'm not gonna stand here. This right here, you see the Tracer? The Tracer has more movement abilities than I do. Unless it's a Sombra that hacks her, she's probably gonna be in good shape. I should not be here. This is bad positioning. I'm sure everybody knows that. Right here, you see the Tracer die. You saw where the Tracer was? She died. Bad positioning. If you're a good Tracer, you can get away with it because you can move around and stuff. But you see where I'm at? Like, it's harder to kill me here. Yeah, I'm getting easy kills here. Easy kills. Absolutely chill. I thought this was hard. We even lost the Tracer too. Now I have almost my ultimate. So we're pushing up because everybody's dead. So you can kind of like push up a little bit, get some shots off, but then start to back up again. You know? When you see them coming, you don't want to get caught over there. That's positioning. Reaper just raved, so he's dead. You know, I can see him right there, and I know he's gonna die. It's supposed to be hard because they check bots. What's wrong with this? You see how I like move in and out like that?
Thank you. Turret destroyed. Nano boost.
You're welcome.
I mean, this is hard. I mean, this is super easy. Kind of hard. But where I'm at right now, this is terrible positioning. This is terrible. Maybe not in like gold, but once you start getting higher, you're gonna get capped. You're gonna get hooked. You're gonna get headshotted. You're gonna get slept. You're just gonna die. Okay, now they started to ult. We got 2 picks of this team, so I'm not gonna do anything. We got 3 picks. So I was gonna wall there when I heard them use their ultimate, but since we got 2 picks, I can save my ultimate. No need for me to use my ult when we've already won the team fight. So that's the third fundamental, is ult usage. You don't want to use your ult when the team fight is lost. You don't want to use your ult when the team fight is won. You only want to use your ult at the start of a fight to, you know, like right here. Now my team has an advantage. They're playing around the wall. And counter ulting. You want to counter it. Ult. You see how the Reaper uses ult when they all died? That was a bad ult right there. Like, they were all dead. Where's Reaper at? Like, they were all dead. No reason to use your ult there. Save it for the next team fight. That's the third fundamental. Ult usage. You want to have a good ult. You see, I'm out of position right there. That hog could have hooked me. If that was a hog in Masters, I would have been done. Finito. That was bad positioning right there. I could have got punished. So I mean, I put this on hard, but this is dumb easy.
Teleporter online.
To mess with them. the actual boss.
I copy.
So this is bad position right here. This is what you should not be doing. This is what you do when you're throwing. This is what you do when you're playing as boss. See? Terrible positioning, but not being punished.
Get in there.
See, right there, I didn't have to use my ult. Dude, that Reaper right there, he just stalled himself. Like, there's 40 seconds left in the fight. You don't want to prolong your death. If you're gonna die, just die.
Loading module charge. 30 seconds
online.
remaining.
If we work in unison, our defense will be impenetrable. Yahi Barambasa
Heal by my Ana.
Let them up.
See? So, we just briefly talked about it, but I went over, you know, just using the wall cover
Victory.
and positioning. Just have good positioning. See if I can demonstrate some good positioning. It's kind of hard to demonstrate good positioning because good positioning can mean a lot of things. It's like you take an advantageous position. Like let's say if I was Ashe, I have Bob, I have all my cooldowns. I sneaked on their back line a little bit. My team is getting ready to push. And I pop out from the back like this, like they're down there or whatever. Our tanks are pushing. I'm up here, they don't know I'm up here. Bang, surprise. I'm here. I'm gonna die.
Double, triple kill.
You can all just take it easy.
Yeah, my Ashe is not the best, so feel free to make fun of me in the comments. So this is good positioning right here. Like, I got the high ground, I got clear sights, can drop troops down.
Double kill.
You know, I can move away from taking shots.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Don't mess with me.
Quadruple kill.
Do something!
Okay. This right here, this is bad positioning right here. Right now I gotta turn to get some kills.
Triple kill.
Don't know what's happening. I could play around this a little bit. It makes it a little bit better. But I don't have the high ground advantage. This guy's coming up on me. This guy's to the right, you see? There's a lot of stuff going on. Spray is a little better. Playing on this wall right here. There's a health pack there.
Double kill.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Nothing.